Hey, what is up, my fellow jewelers? Today we are making a double strand necklace. Look at this thing. It is so cute. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love how it looks like two necklaces, but it's really one. I love the chain and the little pendant, and I also love the silver pendant and all the beads. I love this necklace so much. It is super cute. I think it's gorgeous. Now, it does take a bit of time to make because see these loops? See all these loops? Yeah, you have to make all these loops on all these beads. It takes some time, but can I tell you, it's so worth it in the end. When you get a product like this, you'll be like, I made that, I like that. It took time, but it was worth it. So make sure you subscribe my channel and click that bell to get notifications because I'm all about teaching you how to make jewelry pieces as well as product review on jewelry making supplies. But enough with that, let's start making this beautiful piece. So you and me, let's get started. So this is what you're gonna need to make this double strand necklace. You need your tools. I have my cutter tools, my long nose pliers, and my round nose pliers. For the material, I have a bigger chain that have bigger links, right? And so this bigger link chain is 2 inches. I'm using this to make the necklace adjustable. I have 1 lobster clasp, and then I have 2 jump rings. And I also have small chain. This small chain is going to be the necklace inside, the first strand inside. So you're going to need chain. This is small chain. I got this off of Amazon. You can go to the link in the description below and purchase it. And then I also have a pendant. You know, I love a pendant, a silver pendant with this necklace, but you don't exactly need a pendant. You could just make the necklace all beads, but I love it with a pendant. So you can either have 1 pendant or none, depending on what you like. And then for the beads, I am making this necklace with 41 beads. So 40 of them will be on the outside strand, but 1 of them will be for the little pendant on the inside chain strand. And so I have 41 beads. So for however many beads you have, that's how many head pins you're gonna have. So since I have 41 beads, I'm gonna need 41 head pins. If you choose to make a necklace with only 30 beads or 20 beads, then you're only gonna need that many head pins, 30 head pins or 20 head pins. So for every bead you have, that's how many head pins you are going to need. Okay, so let's start with the first thing. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my bead pendant. So I am gonna take my head pin, and you're only doing 1 loop on the bead. So you're putting the bead all the way down to the end of the head pin. You're gonna cut off your wire. I'm gonna cut off where there's a good amount of wire on there. I want the loop to be a bit bigger so it can go up and down the chain pretty easily. So I have a good amount of wire. I'm gonna take my round nose pliers. I am going to bend it back at a 90-degree angle. And then, because I want it to be a bigger loop, I'm gonna more go towards the middle or closer towards this side of the pliers because you can see it's tapered off. So it's smaller here, then middle, and then bigger. And so because I'm making a bigger loop, I'm gonna put my wire towards the middle. And now I'm gonna curl around. See, I'm curling around, and I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna curl around, and then I'm gonna close up the gap, making sure there's no gap, because if there's a gap, it'll fall off your necklace. So see, just a simple 1 loop for your pendant bead. So this bead is gonna go right here on my necklace. Now for the rest of the beads, you will need to have 2 loops per bead. You can see on all these beads, I've already put 2 loops on because it takes forever to do. And so because it takes forever, turn on the TV, turn on some music, turn on an audiobook, whatever it is you do when you are just relaxing and making jewelry, turn it on because this necklace takes a long time because it's pretty tedious. And so for 40 beads, I have made a loop on both sides. So I'm gonna show you how to do that with 1 bead, and then you can do the rest of the beads with 2 loops on your own. So let me show you how to do it. You're gonna take your bead and your head pin, and I'm gonna first make a loop on this side. So I am going to, and I'm gonna make pretty small loops. I want my loops to be pretty small. And I'm going to bend it at a 90-degree angle, and then I'm going to put the wire close to this end of the pliers, and then I'm going to curl it around. I'm going to curl it around until I have my first loop. So there's my first loop. These you don't need to close up at first because you're going to connect all of them together. So it's okay, just make sure they're closed up later. And then I'm going to take the other side and I'm going to cut a lot off to where I have a little loop. So see, I don't have much wire right here, and I'm going to do the same thing I did on the other side. I'm going to do a 90-degree angle, and I am going to put it at the end of my pliers, and I'm going to loop around, and there you have it. You have a loop on both sides. And so you're going to do this with all these other beads. You're going to do the exact same thing, putting 2 loops on each bead, a loop on one side, loop on the other side. So go ahead and do that. So you've made all 40 beads have 2 loops on both sides. Good for you. Nice job. Well done. Your fingers probably hurt, and that is okay, because I got really sore fingers after doing all those loops. So the next thing I want to do is I want to connect and make this into my first strand. So you're going to take a bead and you're going to open up one of the loops. You're going to open it up where you can fit a loop in. So I'm going like this. And then I am closing it up, making sure there's no gap. I'm even going to use my long nose pliers to make sure it's closed. And I am going to check both sides, both loops, to make sure they're closed, because if they're not closed, then the necklace will fall apart. So now I'm going to connect all these beads together, opening a loop at a time and connecting bead after bead after bead after bead. So go ahead and start connecting your beads together. Okay, so I have connected all these beads together. I've connected all these beads together. Now I just need to connect them to the pendant in the middle. So I'm going to open up my loop and I'm going to put the pendant on, and then I am going to close up. Yes, I'm going to close up my loop. I opened the loop on this side, and I'm going to put my pendant through on this side. Make sure your hole is big enough for both of them to go through, and I'm going to close up my loop. Yes, and I'm going to use my long nose pliers to close it up. Oh, it's so cute. Cute, cute, cute. So I put my pendant on. And again, just make sure that all your loops are completely closed. I checked all my loops and used my long nose pliers to squeeze them to make sure that there was no gap, that they are completely closed. Because if one loop is even slightly open, the necklace could fall apart, okay? So now what you're going to do is you are going to cut your small chain that will be the second strand in your necklace. And so you're going to need to cut 17 inches. So I did that. I already cut 17 inches. I cut my strand. So what I want to do first is I actually want to attach my strand and my clasp on around the same time. So I'm actually going to connect my strand onto my loop on my last bead on one side. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put the last link on this tiny chain through, and then I'm going to add the bigger chain on, which will be the adjustable necklace part, and I'm going to close up the loop on this bead. I'm going to close up the loop so that the chains stay on. Yes, just like that. So one chain is for the second strand, the other chain is to make an adjustable necklace. Now I'm going to actually end on my pendant. So I'm going to put my pendant and add it on. So put my pendant through the chain, and it's just gonna go as wherever it wants on this chain. So I'm gonna take my jump ring. I'm only using one. I've decided I could use two. I could use a jump ring on this side to hold the two chains, but I decided not to. And I'm gonna take my lobster clasp and I'm gonna put my lobster clasp on my jump ring, and my jump ring's already open, so now I'm just gonna close it. I didn't have to open it, which was nice. I'm gonna take both of my pliers, and this is a tiny jump ring, and I'm gonna close up my jump ring so there's no gap. I find a lot of jump rings have gaps on them. That's why necklaces fall apart. So now I'm gonna grab the last bead on this side of the necklace. It's already open. I already have the loop open. I'm going to take my lobster clasp. I'm gonna put my lobster clasp through. So I put my lobster clasp through, and now I gotta get my chain, my last link on my chain through that wire. Yes! And now we're gonna close it up all the way to make sure the wire is touching itself and the loop is closed. I'm gonna even use my long nose pliers to make sure that this loop is closed. And there you have it. Oh, I just think this necklace is so elegant. I love it, and love Oh, this thing is so gorgeous. I can't stop staring at it because look at, you got this chain. It looks like it's another necklace, but it's really attached to this necklace. I love the pendant because the pendant matches the chain and it's just, oh, it just goes so well together. I love this necklace set. Give me a big old thumbs up, comment, share, like. I'd love to hear from you. So if you've been inspired by any of my jewelry pieces and you've made necklaces or bracelets or earrings from because of my jewelry videos, I'd love to see your creation. So go to my Facebook page, go to my messages and send me pictures in my inbox. And I love to see them. And I also love to share sometimes on my Facebook page as well what you are making. Oh, I just love it. Oh my goodness. So before I go, you know I love praying for you. I love praying for my viewers. And as I was asking God today, God, what do you want me to pray for this video? He said, pray for those that need a new start. Some of you may have lost jobs this past year, or you may have had to move out of your home or go to another place or whatever the case. I mean, it's a crazy time right now. And so he just said to pray for new beginnings. And so I just pray for you right now, wherever you're at, if you're starting over or you have to find a new beginning or a new job or whatever, God, I pray that you would provide everything they need for the new beginning, for every step they take, God, for every bill that needs to be paid, for all the food that needs to be on the table, God, for a new job, for even maybe a new relationship. God, I'm asking, God, that you would help them with their new beginnings, God, that you would be there to hold their hand and to walk them every step of the way. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys. Woo, thank you for tuning in. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, guys, until the next video, I'll see you later. Bye.